You've done a great job cleaning up at the wheel. Now let's continue, and please help us keep our sinks from getting clogged up. Squeeze your sponge out thoroughly. Pour your water into the orange buckets. Try not to pour the big chunks into the bucket. Use your sponge to stop that from happening. Do the best you can. There are some chunks in there. Use the scraper available by the slop bucket to loosen the clay from the bottom of the bucket. You don't need to clean the scraper too much. Use the sponge to scoop the clay into the slop bucket. Take your sponge and absorb some water and put it into your bucket, and use that to rinse and loosen up all the clay in your bucket. Pour the water out, rinse your sponge out tight like we did at the wheel, and clean up the inside and the outside of your bucket. I've magically had an apron appear on me, and I'm going to now clean up my hands and put my sponge back into the bucket and put it off to the side and continue on. I'm going to wipe up my hands and put the dirty towel in the dirty towel bucket. Remove my apron and put it there if it's dirty, or I can hang it back up for use by another person to save with laundry. Take your bucket and your sponge back to your wheel. Please put your sponge and your bucket on top of the wheel. Drape your gripper pad over the edge. Put your chair on top of the wheel and table. Put your pedal underneath the chair and the wheel. Okay, take your pieces of wood and your pieces of clay that you have left over. Bring them over to the clay storage and preparation area. These are disgusting pieces of things. We call them big wet chunks. We want to keep them out of sight, so please put them in the orange bucket and help us hide them from sight. Return your pieces of wood back where you found them. Take your bag, make sure it's tightly closed, put it in the storage area for next time. Thanks for helping us keep the studio clean.